Those of you who are fans of extra sprites, this may not be your race today, but you know what? Even though we may not see extra sprites, we'll probably see extra awesome play. Both players starting at different locations. We have a big heart in the sanctuary chest and a single rupee at Link's house. I don't know if that was the Sank heart. It could have been the Sank heart.
Mel if it was, though.
And off we go. So ACM heading to the south side of Kakariko Village via the double bomb bushes here and gets drops. That's a 50-50 shot on both of those bushes that dropped bombs, and that's it. So, tier 1 tree pull today is 80 rupees. That's pretty good.
That's a good salsa. Ooh, the flute on the race game.
Flute on race game. We're going to have early swag duck today.
Yeah, your singing voice ready?
I do.
That's the big 20 behind the lumberjacks, so they're not going to need to kill acmlm just yet. Yeah, ACM going straight to the race game and get his flute at about 1:30 in.
Indeed. Didn't look like the mushroom item was worth grabbing.
It was 20 rupees. Sometimes he would grab that, but because he got the 20 earlier,
yeah,
and he got 20 more here, he now has enough for the bottle vendor, so he doesn't have to worry about that other 20 rupees.
All right, so ACMLM picks up that flute. We see a sword, it looked like, on the library.
I've been seeing that a lot lately, personally. Seeing a sword in the library. That means boosts might happen early to give them access to that sword, but then again, you never know.
All right, so ACMLM heading into the back of the tavern, where we find another 20 rupees. We're finding big 20s for days over here. And ACMLM appears to be heading for the bombable hut in the bottom left corner, which is where you can find more bombs. So trading one bomb for 4, and except it is a repeatable 4, and he just picked up 1 from a drop as well.
Yeah, so he doesn't spend his rupees on bombs, looks like.
Which, and of course, that is what AA is doing right now, is purchasing bombs from the shop. The Sank heart refills your health. No other big heart does that. That's why it's called the Sank heart.
Now both going to the chicken hut at this point, and we see the hook shot.
Oh, hook shot! Wow. Okay, so we've got flute, we've got hook shot. Death Mountain, anybody?
Definitely in the cards at this moment.
Seems like a plan. Alright, and we may be experiencing a swag duck soon.
Yeah, ACM's going.
Alright, all rise. In West Philadelphia, I was born and raised. The playground is where I spent most of my days. I got in one little fight, and my mom got scared. Said you're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air.
I'm dying over here. What? Oh, man, go home to Bel Air. All right, AA going into Blind's hut.
Right.
He already went into the well, found just a blue meal, nothing else really relevant.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Blind's hut today. Blue rupee, arrow upgrade, red rupee, and red rupee. And then in the secret room in the back. Now, I already did Rickroll. Just a... That was Sank heart.
That was the Sank heart. Those of you noticed, as soon as he picked it up, the extra half heart that he took damage was immediately filled up.
All right, so AA heading down into the southern Hyrule route, looks like.
If you notice, AA did not go down and check the library order race game, which a lot of people do.
Ooh.
He doesn't have his flute and doesn't have the knowledge of the sword yet.
That is unfortunate. To be fair. But he is using that hook shot, putting that hook shot to good use. All right.
And just 2 pieces of heart. The damn one, the one that he just passed up is a vanilla piece of heart. In fact.
Yep. Just the sort of thing you expect there. All right, so AA heading over to the mini Moldorm cave, while ACMLM heading into the Lost Woods.
We know ACM's only going to find a bunch of big 20s in here. He got a tier 2 tree pull, which was just 1 rupee each.
Mm-hmm. All right, 20 rupees. Big love. Bombs, 20 more rupees, and more bombs. So just a whole lot of trash here in the mini Moldorm cave, though. You know, I'll take a heart.
Yeah, it's been not exactly the most generous siege so far. I mean, they do have the hook shot, and ACM has the flute already. But other than that, haven't really seen much of significance here.
Yep. I mean, now ACM is the best, or one of the best players in this game, and so I'm not going to question his routing, but I really feel like I would have gone to Death Mountain at this point.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, if you change your normal routing, you might forget something later on, and
Right.
kind of throws you off a little bit.
I know if I was playing against ACM, I would be doing Death Mountain right now because it's different.
Ooh, Magic Cape in the Ice Rock Cave. That says
Cape indeed.
One, anyone? And you have about 5 different people in chat clipping your fresh prints of Bob-tastic already.
All right, so AA is now going to head up to the escape area.
Yep, he's gonna...
Going in the vanilla entrance.
Yep, gonna say hi to the uncle. And the uncle was rich.
Yep. I mean, he is in Bel Air. What do you expect?
ACM, he didn't route in Ice Rock Cave, so he doesn't have his cape yet. Up there's
Hey,
your sword.
Sword, nice.
Almost vanilla. And ACM gonna do the he goes up to Death Mountain with that flute. He's gonna go rescue the old man in the dark.
Mm-hmm. So the old man's cave dark room is actually one of the easier dark rooms to do. It's you can get through it with some very like you can sort of feel your way against the wall to miss it. It's hard to mess up once you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and he gets it done no problem. And the old man in return gives him just a big piece of heart, or a big heart container.
All right. So, AmazingAmpharos once again still working through the escape. We'll see if there's anything important in here. Very well could be. Meanwhile, up on Spectacle Rock, we have a bottle.
And red mail is inside. I don't think ACM's gonna go get it though.
So the clothing upgrade, you know, not something that ACM is currently interested in.
I mean, I'd grab it, but you know.
I mean, of course I would.
But ACM is yeah, he's like, nope, I'm good.
ACM's like, I don't need it.
He didn't need blue mail, let's be honest.
Yep. So we come down to the detention cell.
Yeah, let's see what's inside this last chest and escape. We see just bombs.
Yep.
ACM
All right.
entering Paradox Cave. 7 items in here. And there's the Moon
Pearl. All right, that's another piece of the puzzle as far as getting towards those Dark World dungeons.
Well, that's the first piece of the puzzle if you don't want to kill Aghanim.
Oh, yeah.
AmazingAmpharos heading up to Eastern, visits Hostula. We haven't had a map check yet. Up there's the flippers.
It's swimmy time.
And he's going to set up the bomb jump to get back. He doesn't have the sword yet because he hasn't gone to escape.
Yep.
There's a potion, a bottle full of red goo for AmazingAmpharos.
Alright, so that is the first bottle we've seen, which means Sick Kid is now in play.
Well, the second bottle we've seen, first bottle that someone's been able to get.
Right.
ACM now going to go to Spiral Cave, bootless, also known as Resident Sleeper Cave.
Yep. Everybody get your resident sleepers out.
Take the long walk of shame. AA going to head over to Eastern Palace. He doesn't have the bow or the lamp, so he can't really complete it. He can do the dark rooms, obviously, but he's not exactly going to be able to complete this dungeon unless he finds the bow in here.
Correct. So, Eastern, according to the music, we've got a crystal going on here.
Yes, this is the crystal music. We still haven't seen a map from either one of these players, but...
I was gonna say, I don't think we've seen a map check. So...
AA gonna show off his insane swimming skills here. And he's going straight to the Waterfall Cave and Zora area. Skipping out on checking Lake Hylia Island and the Hobo at this point.
Yeah, so in Kakariko Village, the flute is at the race game, which AA does not have at the moment. And there's also a sword on the library. Wow, there's the lamp on the ledge.
Yep, we don't need dark rooms anymore. We know ACM is going to grab that. Even though he can do dark rooms, obviously you prefer not to. And that is your first fire source, which could be relevant.
Yeah, fire source is always relevant. And ACMLM will be turning in 500 rupees to see what we can get from Zora.
Zora gives you
Oh!
That's worth 500 rupees.
So, NY Rambler, I have something to tell you.
What's
if you
that?
will stay a while and listen. I'm told that it is in fact required to be Kane. Just saying. Anyway.
I don't get it, so go on. AA is heading over towards the race game. He's going to get his flute, and ACM is heading to Hyrule Castle. He'll get his sword.
Alright, so AA is going to get that flute. But wow. Already having the cane from Zora. Both players taking pretty disparate routes here and getting rewarded in different ways.
But they looks like they're going to be converging pretty soon because they're starting to do the things the other one's done already. The only difference is, I'm assuming AA, after getting this flute, will probably go to Death Mountain next.
Yep. Death Mountain seems like the play. He'll have to unlock it, of course.
Hey, now he's going to sing the Fresh Prince theme again.
No, I think once is enough.
Yeah.
We need to focus on these runners instead of some Joe Schmo who can make up lyrics to songs.
make up? You mean blatantly steal them from popular TV shows in the
Correct.
90s?
That is, in fact, what happened. So
AA is going to go activate his duck. Oh, well, he's going to go visit the sick kid first. We haven't checked this yet. He got his bottle from Sahashla's back room.
sick kid. Well, he's rich as well.
So the uncle and the sick kid both had a big old inheritance to take.
So I guess, is that Carlton? Okay, I'm done.
Uncle Phil is the uncle, and Carlton is the sick kid.
All right, so both players here sort of retreading over places that the other one has been. So at this time, I'd like to give a shout out to our tracker, who is Catula89. Most people take the trackers for granted, and they do an amazing job here. So thank you so much for that. And of course, to Feasel and Kekuman, who is running the show. It's going to be a thing. Alright, so ACM setting up the Death Warp.
So I just want
with exactly the right amount of hits.
Yeah. Before we, since we're in this similar area, we'll just point out that as of yesterday, the Speed Gaming community now has its own personal Discord. So if you're a member of Discord, you can click that link I just put in chat, and you can join up and join the community. We're going to be planning some things in the future, especially next week, if you check it out.
Oh yeah, we've got large community-wide randomizer races that will be restreamed on the Speed Gaming channel. So if you're interested in getting in on that, you should give it a try.
Well, AA is heading up to Death Mountain, riding the same way that ACM did. He's going to see his red mail. I don't think he's going to grab it either, personally, but we shall see.
Yep. Okay, so Burrito was inside the escape sequence there.
Yeah, so that means we know that the 3 chests in the back will have 2 items and the small key.
Correct.
ACM now headed over to Eastern himself. Eastern itself did not have anything, I don't believe. Sahashla's hut will have the first bottle for ACM.
Yep. So we're going to have that bottle. We're going to have Moon Pearl for AA. And then both players will be pretty even.
Well, AA still has to go to Zora.
Right.
He'll get his lamp and his Kena Samari over there.
And then ACM hasn't checked Ice Rod Cave and doesn't have the cape.
Correct.
Well, the reason that ACMLM isn't going straight to Aghanim is he doesn't have the cape.
The cape is in the Ice Rod Cave. AmazingAmpharos did head over there. ACM decided to skip it at the time.
Yeah. The only way Ag is not required is if there's something in Agina's cave, I think, now.
To Agina's cave, even if Agina's cave has one of the things, I don't think it's enough at this point. The only way is if Agina's cave has, like, the gloves and the hammer is in the back 3 of Escape, or if Agina's cave has the book and has both power gloves and hammer in Escape. I mean, in Desert.
Right. It's pretty likely at this point.
So I think we're heading our way into an Aghanim scene, personally. I guess you give the fans what they want, right? They want trolls, they're gonna get one.
Trolls are a thing. And AA, where is he going? Probably Zora?
Yeah, well, he's gonna... Oh, Hobo. ACM did not do Hobo yet.
Yeah, Hobo was not a thing either.
Ooh, the shovel is on Lake Hylia Island.
Ooh, so that's a little bit of intel about a lack of intel.
That's one of those things that's going to stare at you and be like, come and get me, you never know what I might find.
Yeah.
ACM now. Going up, he's floating. Okay. He's going back to Kakariko. He's going to go cash in that bottle.
Alright, big 20 at the hobo.
And I think he's going to go over to Zora next, so he'll get his lamp and cane. Or
Doesn't look like it.
he might flute.
Well, he might flute to 2. He's fluting to 8.
Okay, this might be
I guess
faster.
that's a little faster.
I've done this before, so yeah, it might be faster. And ACM, he's heading over to Ice Rock Cave. He's going to get the cape and be like, yup, Aghanim probably.
Alright, so into the Waterfall of Wishing, which is technically a sequence break, but...
No, it's
Oh,
not.
no.
They have the flippers.
They have the actual flippers. What am I talking about?
And ACM's here already.
Yeah, I am, I know things.
You're still rattled from AA's Plando seat.
I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened. Alright, so AA sees that lamp.
And ACM, he says, alright, I have enough intel. We're gonna go... Well, he might not have done the back of a escape just yet, so... Maybe he'll check that one chest out, see what's going on. Because I don't think he checked that one chest.
Wasn't he the one who went down there?
Was he? Probably, because it looks like he's gonna go kill Aghanim.
Yeah. All right, so
Oh, he can't use the lamp yet. He's got to find
he has no magic.
Nope.
Well, he can jump down into the Uncle Tunnel and grab some.
I don't know. I guess so. Yeah, he's taking the... Yeah.
There's 2 pieces of magic in there.
Yeah, AA also heading to Hyrule Castle, so looks like we're going to get close to dual Aghanim kills at this point. I think because of ACM's slight mistake here of not having the magic, AA will have a slight lead going in there.
Yeah, looks like it. I guess ACMLM is human.
Well, he's just not used to not having magic at this point. Like, you can't complete any dungeon before going into Aghanim, so...
Right.
So now you're going to go up here with just a fighter sword. And, yeah, this is going to show the skill of these guys as they make their way up this tower.
Oh, yeah. So Aghanim's Tower is kind of a pain. When you've only got fighter sword, it's even more of a pain. Now, that is the way you generally do it in the actual game.
No, you have Master Sword.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. I'm making that up. You can tell I don't do a whole ton of NMG runs. Yeah, ACM is actually a very wonderful guy, and I don't mean to imply that he's not an actual human being.
It just seems like he plays like a robot sometimes. He's like the human Tass. So both these guys going up here. Once they get into Dark World, I mean, they already have the moon probe. They really can't explore too much with what they have. Actually, I take that back. They have the hook shot. They can hook shot across the lake and get over. So yeah, they'll be able to explore a lot.
They'll be able to get to the left side and do some stuff.
They can go all the way around and check the overall. Look for that one item that tells them to go into a dungeon.
They can actually get all the way around to Hype Cave. Just the long way around.
Unless, of course, like, Hammer is on the pyramid.
Very possible. But I mean, getting into Dark World with no hammer, no glove, that's kind of an interesting proposition, let's put it that way.
Yeah. You know what I'm secretly hoping for, right?
What are you secretly hoping for?
Both gloves in pod.
Both gloves and pod. That sounds good.
And as AmazingAmpharos heads up these stairs and goes visit Aghanim, we're going to ask the chat to partake in a little mini contest. You guys already know the GT Big Key game. There's also the Aghanim Blue Ball game. Guess how many blue balls Aghanim will be firing in this for these runners? The average is about the minimum 0 to max 15. The average is somewhere around 4 or 3.
We got Math Girl with the immediate like worst case scenario. 15. That being said, 15 isn't actually the worst. If you actually miss one, it can get worse.
Yeah.
But these runners are not going to miss a shot on Aghanim.
No, Aghanim 1 is much easier than, say, Aghanim 2, and there's one. It looks like AA is 1.5 phases ahead of ACM at this point.
Yep. I think ACM might be actually gaining a little bit of time here. Just because he's trying to make sure that Aghanim goes closer to the center.
We got 3 blue balls already now.
Mm-hmm.
Up there's 4.
Wow. No mercy.
And yes, chat. The seed is programmed pre-programmed to have the same pattern for both Aghanim 1 and Aghanim 2 for both runners. Same thing also for I think Helmassar and Ganon.
Yeah, we leave the illusion of the RNG in the game, but we want to make sure it's fair for both players.
We're up to 7 now. That was 2 straight 3 shots.
No, there's one in the middle. That was 6.
No, that was 7. That was there was a 1, a 3, and a 3 in that cycle.
Oh, 7, I guess. All right.
And we are now in the Dark World.
Goodness.
And ACM was not happy about those balls. He's letting Adani Aghanim have it.
That was an inordinate amount, and we've got a map check.
The 3
Look like pendants across the bottom.
Yep, the 3 pendants are along the south. The green pendant was Mire. The other 2 were Ice and Swamp.
Green at Mire.
I didn't catch what the special crystals were, though. Or if they were even there. 2 of them might be in the light world, for all we know.
All right.
ACM's heading over towards Catfish, it looks like.
Yeah.
Whereas AA's heading to Pod.
Well, ACM might have just jumped in the water because this is the only way you can get to that gap without a hammer or a thing. Yeah. And so that can really throw some runners off if you don't realize you can jump in the water there. So Mire was the green pendant. The other 2 pendants were in Swamp and Ice, and then the remainder of the dungeons were crystals, and it looks like Thieves Town was one of the important crystals.
That's what our tracker's listing, so I'm sure they probably might have took a quick screenshot and saw what was going on. But yeah, slight divergence here. AA is in Pod, and ACM's heading towards Village of Outcast and Skullwoods.
Yeah. So Palace of Darkness here is kind of a sketchy play. You don't have bow, you don't have hammer. Now, if it turns out to be correct, that's huge.
Well, it's bow locked.
All right, so AA now knows that and can peace out.
And now he's stuck. He's back in the light world, so he has to take the portal at Hyrule Castle back to the Dark World.
I mean, I don't mind doing that sort of gamble. If it turns out that pod is huge, then there you go. All right, we got a small key.
Yeah, 2 small keys in the first couple chests, and that means everything's going to be either in the last chest that I can check here in the middle part of Skullwoods, or it's fire rod locked in the back of Skullwoods.
Yep. Having the Cane of Samaria will make this next part quite a bit easier.
Yep. And I tried to go the way that we thought you had to go, but realized, oh wait, you can't go this way, and now he's swimming.
Yep, swim time for days.
And the big key is in its vanilla location, so he's heading back towards the big chest in Skullwoods now.
Yep, we'll see a quick bomb jump to get across to that, probably. And then a very interesting look at the next part.
So AA tried to go to Catfish and realized, well, nope, don't have the gloves, can't do that either. So he's going the way that ACM went originally.
Yeah, this is a pretty rare circumstance of reaching the Dark World, so I don't blame anyone for getting a little thrown off. There is the Book of Mudora sitting there in Skullwoods.
So that's
I
interesting.
wish we had the mirror.
Well, they'll be able to check it if they find the mirror when they go complete Skullwoods. But it looks like ACM's just going to head over to Village of Outcast now. Take care of what's going in there. The book also does open up Desert Palace for these two.
That's very true. Desert Palace wide open now. Minus the fact that it could be bow locked. I mean, boots locked. Words. I know words.
Got a rough day.
I'm fine.
Alright,
Okay, so
finding nothing in the C-shaped house, he's heading over to the chest key now.
I could see a trip into Thieves Town in his future.
Yeah, you can't get the last chest, you can't get the big chest without the hammer, but it's definitely worth checking out because there's 4 unique items in there, and there's 4 items you can get right in the beginning. And there you go, yeah, Thieves Town is Crystal 5, so yes.
Yep, sometimes you trip over words. It happens.
Yeah, so ACM finds nothing in the 3 chests in Village of Outcasts, and he's not going to go to Thieves Town just yet. He's going to probably wait until he gets the hammer, or rather than later. He's going to go check out the digging game and the rest of the Dark World around the south part of the Dark World.
Yep, it's a little bit of a different idea. It makes some sense when you think about the fact that he doesn't have the mirror and he might have to come back to do some other things.
Yeah, might as well check the other overall locations before you dive into this one specific dungeon. And, well, hell, vanilla for that digging game to find a piece of heart in there.
Yep. Though if this were truly vanilla, it would have taken, like, 3 different tries and 47 digs.
Yeah. Alright, we'll go visit our old friend Stumpy here in the Dark World. And Stumpy gives us, wow, the bow.
Nice. J.R. Stumpsman with the bow. I guess he just kind of broke off an arm and tied some string to it.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, that's your pod access right there. And ACM can't go to Hype Cave that way. You gotta go around the... Again, these runners, not used to not having the power glove at this point.
Yeah, the lack of glove has got to be completely disorienting at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
Stumpy is giving you his right arm just so you can defeat Ganon.
Alright, let's see if we find Power Glove here in Hype Cave. Up there's a Master Sword.
Certainly not going to argue with that.
And a small shield. And
There's
there's Power
the
Glove.
glove.
I called it. Commentator's
We have
blessing.
Power Glove in Hype Cave.
Right now, ACM is taking a book and he's heading over to Desert.
I don't think ACM is in go mode.
Not even close. Go to desert mode, maybe, yes.
Going to desert mode, I believe that is correct. My keyboard autocorrects to go mode.
Chat's having a good time. Hey, looks like he's gonna head into Thieves Town. And
He's in
ACM,
bow mode, that's for sure.
ACM has the big key, so we're not locked out of the dungeon.
Yep.
And
And
the
there's
Cane
the Cane of Brian.
Now, because they already have the cape, that Cane of Berna is not going to be required for the seat at all. So,
Well, Brian, we found your cane, but you're gonna have to come pick it up yourself.
yeah, these runners will not be coming back for that cane when they get the boots. AA has to be careful here. Again, these first 4 chests in Thieves Town. He's down to 1 heart.
Yeah. It can be difficult to dodge all of the projectiles. Some of the behavior of the enemies is a little unpredictable.
So there's one more item here in Desert to find. But because it's a crystal, we don't know which one exactly.
AA picks up the bug net.
All right, now
We
he's
used that a little while ago.
And the blue boomerang as well. He's finding all the items that just clog up your item screen. But
And
he's done
AA's
one.
taking a intentional death here. He's either going to leave or come back in with more health.
He's going to go back in. He's going to try to finish this
Yeah.
dungeon minus the one chest. It looks like.
ACM found
free
Master
fly.
Sword in Hype Cave. It was the guy standing there in Hype Cave, being like, "Here, have a thing."
Oh, you want the sword of Ganon's Bane? Here you go.
Yeah, I just happened to have it lying around.
And ACM. The last item is behind the land moles, so he's going to go complete this dungeon, get a crystal, and get the last item here. Hope it's some good.
Is it a crystal?
Well,
Oh yeah, it is. Of course.
We
They're all
didn't.
crystal.
We
What am I
didn't
talking about?
check the light world just yet, but we know that the 3 in the light world are crystals because. We
But
saw
is
the
it a red crystal? Do we know?
We do not know. If it is, it could mean that Pyramid Fair is a thing because the other red crystal is Thieves Town, which AmazingAmpharos is doing now. And having the 2 of the easier dungeons and easy to get into dungeons, and 2 of the first 3 dungeons you actually complete, be the crystals to open up the Pyramid Fair. It can be a thing.
That is very true.
So,
All right. So we are applying arrows directly to the forehead of Lanmolas here. Unfortunately, they're not the silver variety, so they don't immediately dispatch them.
Having a Master Sword does make this fight a little easier as well. I think he's just trying to go with a few arrows and a few Master Sword slashes, and he gets it done in 3 cycles, which is pretty solid for what he.
And the
There's
mirror!
Wow!
Let me tell you, it certainly beats having to do it with bombs. But yeah, there we go. We've got the mirror from Lanmolas. That's pretty huge. I mean, it's going to grant you access to Swamp.
Now notice what AA had to do in that last room in Thieves in that room in Thieves Town. He doesn't have the power glove, so he couldn't lift that big block to go rescue the quote unquote maiden from her cell in Thieves Town.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, you can get around that block. You just have to kill all the enemies in that room. It's actually something I didn't realize the first time I did it. I'm sorry. Was there something in Agina's cave?
Oh, he checked it?
I missed
didn't
it.
even know. I was too busy watching AA clear that room.
Yeah.
Now ACM's going to take that mirror. He's going to probably head up towards Tower
Not
of
just a
Hera.
heart piece, it looks like. Alright, so ACM now has access to the Tower of Hera and can pick up that bottle with a fairy in it if he wants.
He probably will, just because it doesn't take too much time to pick it up, and it's always nice to have.
I mean, it's 2 whole seconds of animation, dude.
Gotta go fast. Oh, I missed that pun. That was a new pun. Oh,
I think it was the chimney sweep wore a suit. Like a soot.
Yeah, something like that. And we're gonna get the ether tablet check here.
Ah, yes, Ether. What do we have here on Ether Tablet? Just a piece of heart.
Blind dropping
Ooh.
the half magic.
Nice. Blind. The half magic is, it's a thing. It's a thing you want to have.
Yeah, it's one of those items that it's like, you don't need it, but you want it. ACM finds the big key in the spot where it's in most of the time, and that means we don't have to go to the basement just yet.
Yep, and what's in this chest? We have the small key. So, upstairs, there are 3 more chests, and 2 of them could contain the items for this dungeon.
Well, there's 3 chests and whatever troll.
No, the tracker did not miss Ether. They, ACMLM checked the Ether tablet.
The ACM check was on the ether tablet, which of course is randomized because everything's randomized in this game, and it turned out just to be, I believe, a piece of heart. And
Alright, so there's one of the dungeon items. 1 more, and we've got to go downstairs.
there's 20 rupees in the big chest. Ampharos gets his bow.
There it is. Bow time.
So we got a 50-50 chance of basement being required. If Landmullis drops the map, we gotta go to the basement. If he drops the item, then we're good. And AA is now going to Hype Cave. He'll get his sword and glove.
Alright. So let's see what Moldorm has today. They're both worms.
Takes 3 spin slashes with the Master Sword to take out Trolldorm. Pretty easy.
That is true.
And 10 arrows.
10 arrows. Well, it's not the item you want to see, but it is an item, and so you don't
Exactly.
have to go downstairs. We can leave that burrito in the tower.
Yeah, those Stalfos might eat it if they get too hungry down there.
They'd have to find a fire source first, though.
They have a lamp.
Okay.
Oh, the Stalfos need a fire source. Got it.
Yeah.
There's your check. And Hera was 6, so that means AC has the other special crystal here. And AA
So they
checking
both have the crystals there.
AA checks the back of escape, and ACM looks like it's going to be right behind them.
Alright, so we will find a small key in here.
And the boots!
And the boots!
What
Ho,
are
ho.
those?
Sanic times.
So now they can go get the Tempered Sword from the library if they want it, which I think they're going to get if they can route it in correctly.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. If I have any occasion to go get that tempered sword, I would.
Yeah,
It saves a lot of time on Ganon and a lot of time otherwise.
yeah, the jump from Master to Tempered is probably the biggest, and ACM's going straight to the library.
Ooh, Quack!
Quake
We've got the
medallion.
Affleck medallion.
Yep, Quake Medallion hanging out in the Bonk Rocks. And yes, ACM going straight to the library, and I think AA is going to be right behind them. They want that Tempered. They want the power of the bacon.
Tempered sword acquired for ACMLM, and AmazingAmpharos will be right behind.
And now ACM's going to go grab his Quake Medallion, looks like now. Because he's going to the sanctuary and going straight to the Bog Rocks.
So, there's a chance that that Quake medallion could be the vanilla medallion to get into Turtle Rock, but you never know. And AA looks to be heading into Desert.
Yep, he now has, well, he has the boots now, so he can get the King to burn if he finds it. I doubt he's going to grab it, though.
He might.
Possibility. And he's going to go complete his dungeon and get his mirror, and ACM is... He'd never checked what was behind here, so he's going in blind and going to grab this 20 rupees.
ACM with the blind big 20 lumberjack.
So I'm going to get here, see the King of Brian, and yeah, he's going to grab it.
Yeah, seems good.
Get a roll. It spends less magic than the cape does, so if he wants to have that extra bit of protection, and you you never want to not have enough protection.
For all we know, you may end up needing to do Spike Cave or something, or other places like that.
There's a question in chat about what the stars on the bottom row mean. The stars mean those are the special pendants or crystals needed to complete a certain task in the game. In the case of the Tower of Hera crystal and the Thieves' Sound crystal, those open up the Big Bomb, which lets you get access to Pyramid Fairy. In the case of the pendant next to Misery Mire, that allows you to get the item from Sahasrara.
All right, so AA will now be heading into the back of Desert, pick up the mirror there. Meanwhile, ACMLM, we will get to see what is really hiding in the Palace of Darkness.
And he'll be able to explore the full contents of the Mullet Mansion.
Yep. All of the business and all of the party.
Well,
minus
Helmsar if he doesn't find that hammer.
Pod Champ. I like it.
Well, we'll find the big key right away.
Yep, he'll get the big key, and then he'll be forced to head to the right side to use that bow. Yeah, the bow is only required for a few things in this game, and it's not what you think. It's all these red enemies that are only vulnerable to the bow.
Red Mimics and the Red Igors. Those are the only enemies that are definitely required for the bow. And also you needed to activate the eye statue here in Pod.
Right. But you don't actually need it to kill Ganon, so if we don't find the silver arrows, some of you who have never seen this before may get to see what happens when you don't have the silver arrows.
Yeah, it's kind of a myth about Armos being bow required. You can actually kill the Armos with either the sword or the boomerang also. It just takes a long time.
Yep. They're also vulnerable to bombs. Found this out today.
Is that what you had to do to kill them?
No, I killed them with a boomerang.
Oh.
Because it was the safest.
ACM checking the next two chests here in Pod. The Vanilla Big Key chest, which this time has a big 20.
Yep.
And a small key where it usually isn't in that chest. And it looks like he's going to make that Hera play now as well. He just got his mirror from the land moles. He's going to head over to Hera, and he'll be the first one to be able to unlock the Big Bomb.
Yep. The 5 and 6 crystals will be acquired. Alright. So we have the big key. Do we hammer jump here?
I think he's going for it.
We sure do. And that looks like the spot. There we go.
Hammer jump completed.
Yeah, sorry, I used the wrong consonant. Oh, the fire rod! Fire rod in the dark. In Palace of Darkness.
Well, you're going to get your wish. They got the fire rod in the mirror, so when they go do Skullwoods, you know what they're going to check.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe, unless it's dead by then.
Well, the ice rod is still at large.
There is that.
The Titan's mitts are still at large. Well, you know, the Titan's will not be on there because Ice Palace and the Admire pendants.
Correct.
The medallion that might be needed for Total Rock is at large. But I think that's it. I think it's just the ice rod and possible medallions or fetch quests.
Yep. For those wondering, it also can't be the hammer.
Yeah, the hammer is needed for Ice Palace.
And Swamp.
And Palace, correct.
Really can't get much of anywhere in Swamp without the hammer. There's one chest.
So speaking of the hammer, ACM has completed digging out the Palace of Darkness. Didn't find anything else of relevance. So he mirrored out and mirrored to the Light World. He's going to go complete Armos while he's here.
Yep, that is the play. It's pretty good.
I think Armos does have an item left. I'm not sure.
It's been a while since we've been here, and I don't quite recall the count myself. But it's a pretty straightforward play, and it is a crystal.
And AA gets trolled by Trolldorm.
Yep, that is why we call him Trolldorm.
And you're going to see the Think Dorm show up in the chat for that one.
Alright. A slash and a spin with the Tempered Sword will take down Trolldorm, and AA pulls it off masterfully. Picks up those 10 arrows, and that all-important crystal number 6.
So it looks like ACM did not logic break this Eastern Palace up yet. So
yeah.
I think the vanilla big key is going to be in here, and he's going to open the big chest. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Yep, there's the big key.
Now you see something you don't see in Randomizer too often. When you defeat Aghanim and have the mirror, you start at the top of the pyramid. And ACM,
wow.
He must have all 3 items out here already. That must be why he's skipping the big chest and going straight to the Armos. And AA, he's not checking the Pyramid Fairy just yet. He's gonna finish digging out pod play now. So AA, he's gonna wind up triple dipping pod.
Yeah, that's gotta feel bad, to be honest.
But he's probably gonna route defeating Eastern into this as well, just like ECM is.
Yep, that seems reasonable.
So the Igors, the red Igors that prevent, those are the reason why the bow is required to complete Eastern Palace, not the Armos Knights.
And ACM with the quick kill strat on Armos, very nice.
Yeah, he's good.
So ACM picks up the 3rd crystal of his run, and specifically the 3rd Light World dungeon. So there you go.
We got the 3 Light World dungeons taken care of. And to answer a question, Chad, they're wondering how you get to the bomb hole without the hammer. Well, because they killed Aghanim, all you have to do is grab the bomb, mirror it to the Light World, and then walk through the portal, and you're back in the dark world right by the hole. So technically, Hammer can be inside of that cave.
Yep. And that is one of the very weird scenarios where it's possible that Aghanim can be required even if the Lumberjack Cave is nothing and you don't need Aghanim to access Dark World. If Hammer is in there, you still have to do it.
ACM's making his way over towards the catfish here. He's gonna get this out of the way now. Hope he gets something good here.
Yeah, catfish time. Catfish is one of those out-of-the-way locations. People don't like to have to come up here, but if it's important, and then you're glad you did. Blue goo in a bottle.
Not important, but he's not going to turn it down.
Okay, so AA is about halfway through with Pod now. Might see him do a hammer yump.
Hey, you used the right consonant.
Is that the correct consonant?
Yeah. I think ACM's going to check out the... no, he's not going to do the hammer yump here. He's going to check the rest. But I think ACM is going to take this long way. He's going to go to the Pyramid Ledge, and he's going to actually mirror into King's Tomb.
Yeah, King's Tomb is a play that a lot of people forget you can do once you have the mirror in the Dark World.
Yeah, a lot of people think you just need time limits.
The Graveyard Ledge will likely be his next destination.
Yeah, and this will complete this area up for him for both Light and Dark World.
Yeah. Have we looked at Bumper Cave yet?
We have. It was just a bomb upgrade, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Good.
Let's see what's in this Graveyard Ledge. You just find a whole bunch of money. ACM is good on money, so he's not taking it.
Yep.
AA is gonna get his fire rod here.
Fire rod, get a bomb upgrade, and then hopefully get out.
I think ACM is gonna head back into Skullwoods. He's gonna be able to complete it now.
Yep. And then we might see that pedestal check.
Let's see if AA does the check for the Pyramid Fairy this time.
Yeah, that seems like a play that's likely to happen. Unfortunately, he does have to go quite a ways to get there.
That is true. Looks like he's gonna instead start off with going to Catfish. And yeah, I didn't realize how long the trip it is to get back there, but he might make that whole trip because he is. Well, he's gonna check the other places first. Looks like. And ACM not pedestal checking just yet, although he might after he completes his dungeon.
So AA is gonna, follow in ACM's footsteps. It looks like.
The one benefit that AA will have, if and when he gets over to Skullwoods, over ACM at this point, is that he has the half magic.
Oh yeah. Be able to use that extra magic to your advantage. Now, both players should be well familiar with a Tempered Sword Mothula fight. You only need 4 hits with the Tempered Sword to destroy Mothula. But of course, you have to make sure they all count.
And ACM does.
Yep. He was actually doing some sword beam strats there.
Yeah, that gets him off the spikes. The sword beams itself, I don't think damages Mothula. They're not 100% sure on that, but it gets him off the spikes pretty easily and lets you slash away with the Tempered Sword once he's off there. So now ACM's gonna head back in to the last chest because he knows that this last chest down here will be the last item in Skullwoods. And then he should probably be appeasing chat with the pedestal check. Unless, of course, he finds the ice rod, then the pedestal will be completely irrelevant.
Oh, Titan's Mitts
Wow, there's your Titan's Mitts. What a
in
location for them.
Skullwoods.
That is
Wow.
it. That is a very Troy location for them. And here you go, guys. Pedestal hype in the chat.
Here it comes.
The Ice Rod, or Fetch Quest item, or not relevant.
Or medallion? Just a little piece of
How about
love.
a piece of heart. Pedestal, the dream is dead.
Well, rip Pedestal, everybody.
Now, ACM's going to do his mired area check.
Yep, just acquiring those Titan's Mitts. This area is now wide open.
He didn't check what needed to enter Mire. He hopes he doesn't have to enter Mire at all at this point, because it is a pendant. He doesn't want to enter pendant dungeons.
Very true. We've got upgrade for arrows and a heart piece in the Mire shed. Oh,
And
it's Quake.
They have Quake. I don't think he wants to enter here just yet. There's a lot of places he can check right now before entering in there.
Yeah, that does feel like a gamble you don't really want to make at the moment.
Oh, the single arrow is in the checkerboard cave.
That
The arrow of Ganon's Bane.
that arrow of destiny sitting there in the checkerboard cave all by its lonesome.
I think ACM's going to make the plan to Thieves' Town now. Now, one thing's interesting. We still don't have the hammer yet. We're over an hour in. So it's not like there's a bunch of things to check.
Yeah, no hammer, so well, ACM can go do the Frogsmith.
Yeah, he can route all this together. It looks like he's going to bring the frog over, check the peg cave, and then return the purple chest, and then probably even route Bamos' tablet into all this. It takes a while, but it knocks out a few places for you right at once. Oh, he can't do the hammer pegs because he doesn't have the hammer.
Right, no hammer pegs, no magic bat because you don't have the powder. So basically, you're just doing the smiths and the purple chest.
And it's the Dwarven Bombsmiths this time around. Just give you a 5-bomb upgrade.
I think ACMLM is likely soon to head to Thieves' Town.
I think he's going to return his purple chest first. There is one play he can make that would be a pretty big gamble at this point, to check the first chest in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, and that might be something you do after going with the purple chest, because you're right there. But also, you're going to check like the Haunted Grove ledge here, you're going to check Bombo's tablet, things like that on the way down there, and then you might make the swamp gamble.
Let's see what AA is next one. AA might be making the same play that ACN just made.
Ooh, AA is... yeah, he's heading down. He's gonna hit up the smith and then the purple chest, and actually routing the Fat Fairy in with that is correct, basically.
Yeah, and ACM's gonna also... he's gonna check the Bamos tablet while he's over here. But just an arrow upgrade from Bamos, and ACM's gonna flute away, and he's running out of places to find his hammer, I believe.
And he flutes to 3. Looks like Thieves' Town might be his play.
Yep, him doing Thieves' Town now pretty much mean that these two are on
Oh,
close
wow.
to equal footing.
You remember what was on the island?
Oh yeah, the shovel. They still haven't like, oh man, if the hammer is underground there, jeez.
That would be ridiculous.
The shovel is on Lake Hylia Island, guys.
I disagree. You do not need the hammer to check powder.
No, you can walk over in the dark world, use the mirror, and get to where you.
Yeah, you can mirror in there. So powder is absolutely a possibility.
If they find a powder.
Of course.
And they can also check like full clear green pen and mire at this point as well.
Oh wow, that sounds unappealing.
But if Sasha has that hammer, that would be pretty big. And there's also a bunch of things to check over in the Dark Death Mountain at this point as well. They just recently got the Titan's Mitts, so they haven't had a chance to check it out yet. There's at least 7 things to check out there.
A bunch of stuff in East Death Mountain, Dark World. Just plenty of items that are out before them at this moment.
And I think AA is going to, in fact, head over and buy the big bomb at this point.
That does seem like the play.
This is the best chance he has to route the big bomb in with without the hammer, so definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yep. And then after that, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go pick up the shovel.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a possibility at this point.
Because it's not really out of the way from here. It's about as good as you can get.
And one thing I do want to point out, I don't think ACM saw the shovel. Because when he went to Zora, he skipped over it, and he went to the hobo by warping from the Dark World.
Interesting.
So yeah, I don't think ACM has seen Lake Hylia Island. He doesn't know the shovel's there.
Alright, so AA is lighting the fuse and letting it blow. There it is!
Wow!
The hammer and bombos!
What is going on? The hammer is actually in there.
Hammer and bombos at Fat Fairy.
This
is
a huge lead for AmazingAmpharos at this point, because even though ACM is about to complete this, it's going to take him a long time to route this in as well. The odds of the hammer being there are so low, I just want to point out.
Oh, yeah. Well, AA now, finally, can go finish pod.
This is going to be his third dip. At least this one's going to be easier. He's cleared out the rest of it already.
Yeah, and he can finish pod, he can finish Eastern. But you still got to wonder where that ice rod is.
Yeah, I believe the ice rod, and if ether is needed for Total Rock, that's all we're down to for items for go mode. ACM gets his half magic, gets his last pendant, and we know he needs that to get that big bomb.
I mean, I know that AA has beaten ACM. I don't know if it always happens.
AA has more wins over ACM than, I think, almost anybody at this point. He beat him earlier in this tournament already. In the
that is true.
I think ACM is going to... Oh, he's going to see what's on Lake Hylia Island? Yes, he is. This is not the right direction. He's probably going to go pick that up.
Yeah, it does seem likely.
He thought he went to go change to the hammer and then realized he didn't have the hammer yet.
Oh boy. So
Dark Death Mountain first.
Yeah, and unfortunately for ACM, the only way he gets that hammer is by doing the long walk all the way around.
Yeah.
Well, at least from Kakariko.
Yeah, you have to go to the Dark World through Kakariko. using the Titan's mitts and walk down and over. AA with a nice single hammer shot to flip all 6
like
of the turtles.
that was an impressive hammer. Whew.
Yes, he can use the he can use the portal in the Ag, but he can't get down there without the hammer. AA at the Helmasaur fight, we know Helmasaur's going to have one more item for these guys. Just 2 pieces of heart at the Super Bunny Cave.
And AmazingAmpharos takes down Helmasaur. And gets the red boomerang for his trouble.
Well, if you're going for 100% item completion, there you go. But I don't think these runners are.
Yeah, not today. Not till we have a 100% tournament, and that's just like key sanity, right?
Basically. But then, yeah. And now we're going to go see what Turtle Rock is.
It's Bombos.
Oh my lord. So, Parrot Fairy doubly needed.
Wow. The Pyramid Fairy just... all the stuff today.
Uh-oh. Is ACM going to actually dive into Mire first?
Oh, that does not feel good. Unless Ice Rod's in there.
That's the best way it pays off, if Ice Rod is either here or is at Sahashala. But once again, Ice Rod, it can be literally anywhere except Trinex or Gainus Tower.
Yep.
But
this will probably be one of those seeds where it's in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, if you're an ACM fan, you want Ice Rod to be here in Mire. That's his best chance at this point, I believe.
Yeah, that does seem like the most likely scenario.
Yes, you can full clear Mire without the hammer, because there's no hammer pegs in here.
And there's a piece of heart, so that's one of the 2 items that can be found here in Misery Mire. The Titan's mitts were in the back end of Skull Woods. They were in the chest there.
Which is another pretty trolly location, though not really for counting the items in Skull Woods.
Also, yeah, I did not mention this, but Vitreous has the green pendant, so that could also be the Ice Rod.
I've been mentioning that the Ice Rod could be at Sahashala. That's another way that this will help ACM.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just didn't connect those words. Sahasrahla, green pendant, they're related somehow. I'm told if you talk to Sahasrahla, he tells you where it is.
That is one of the things, and also if you click Sanity, you know, then you can talk to the guy that sells the big bomb, and he'll tell you the 2 crystals you need.
Neat.
Up there's your second item, the red shield. So ACM has both items here, and he is mirroring out. He's not going to complete it.
Yep, that's 2 items. So he's just betting that the Ice Rod is not at Sahasrahla.
Well, he's also still looking for the hammer and Bombos at this point. I don't know what he's going to do next. I think it's going to be pick up the shovel. So that's why he went back to the Dark World and save and quit.
So AA now has 6 crystals.
So he might come up here and just check the Dark World at the mountain. He might gamble Turtle Rock at this point.
Yeah, that is entirely possible. The The Turtle Rock gamble doesn't seem like a terrible gamble right now, to be honest. There's not much left.
ACM seems
Other
a
than
little
Pendant, of
confused
course.
here. And he's gonna, yeah, I think he wants to somehow get to the pyramid, the big bomb, and the shovel, and he can't figure out how to route there. It looks like he's finally figured it out, though.
For a second there, it looked like AA didn't get that hookshot glitch, but he got it.
Yeah, you have a little wiggle room there.
Oh, ACM picked up the powder.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was the powder, guys? Oh, powder was a hookshot cave. Okay.
I can't believe I missed that.
I think it was the first chest, because when ACM grabbed it, I was watching AA.
Ah, right. Because
it should be this chest right here. I saw the other chests. Yep,
yeah,
there it is.
There it is. That's my favorite item. It's the best.
Did AC? Oh, I don't know what ACM was. I think he was trying to glitch the big bomb, but he's got the big bomb, so this is the right play for him. Now he's still a few dungeons behind now, but this is definitely what he needs to get back on the right track.
Yep. He'll be able to very quickly destroy Palace of Darkness, I'm sure.
And here we go. AA is making the gamble. He's going to go into Turtle Rock. Now, if Ice Rod's in Turtle Rock, this could be a very fast race. If it's not, this could be back in ACM's favor, because ACM's already dug out the 2 items in Mire.
Yep. And that would leave things like Ice and Swamp.
I think that all that's left for these runners are like Ice and Swamp and the shovel spot. And now the magic pad. ACM's heading right back in the pod. Well, AA, here we go. Turtle Rock without the ice rod.
If it turns out to be here, this is going to be the biggest play.
Now, I will point out, once ACM does defeat there's ether, we don't need it. Once ACM does defeat Helmasaur, he'll have his 6 crystals also, and he'll be right on equal footing, so he's no more than 2 or 3 minutes behind at this point, and that's basically the Mire dip. That's all that's really he's done extra that AA has not done.
Yep, basically. Alright, so AA will now have to light these torches before he can move on. We know that one of these chests will be a small key. The other one could be nearly anything.
How about another small key?
That seems reasonable.
Hey, not mirroring out and going back. He's gonna. Oh wait, did he? Oh yeah, he found ether in that one. So yeah, he doesn't have to check it again. This race is starting to get good.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it already was good, but now it's getting really good.
This is the sort of gamble you like to see. You know, if it pays off, it pays off. If it doesn't pay off, it's gonna probably put him behind, and that's the sort of thing you do as a runner of Randomizer.
Alright, so far we found 2 of the 5 items, and there's also Mimic Cave, so there's actually 2 of the 6 items.
Ow.
Yeah, even with the blue mail, those things hurt.
Yep, well, Powder. Powder is a thing.
Yeah, powder.
And I imagine he'll be using that in the upcoming room.
Having powder in Turtle Rock is a huge benefit for you, because you get to turn all these anti-fairies that are hanging out here into regular fairies and refill your health.
I don't know what I don't know what the total anti-fairy count here is in Turtle Rock, but it's not a small number.
I would say at least 15.
Do we count the bunny beam there as an anti-fairy?
I mean, there's like 3 of those also, so you never know.
There's the big key. In its
Vanilla for
vanilla
that big-
location.
Yeah. So ACM gets his 6th crystal. Let's see what his next play is. I think personally, he's gonna go get that shovel at this point. He saw
Yeah, that
it.
does seem likely.
He saw it and he wanted to find a way to get to it.
All he's got to do is go south and jump in the water, but
He's
maybe not.
He's gonna flute.
It's time for a little instrumentation. Oh, he's going back up to Death Mountain. He is making the same play. Looks like.
Yep, it looks like it. There's also, I just realized these guys haven't checked Spike Cave yet either. So these guys are just gambling and Turtle Rock has the Ice Rod. So if the Ice Rod is in here, AA has about a 3-minute lead. If it's not, it's anybody's ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time for the ever elusive Mimic Cave.
We got bombs.
Trying to think. I think there's still 4 items left in. Right? Is there 4? Or 3 left?
I am unaware of what Shaquille O'Neal refers to. There was a ped check on both screens. Just a piece of heart.
Yeah, this is, let's see, just another heart container. This is one of those seeds where you're just like, alright, it's the Ice Rod again. The Ice Rod, one of the most trolly items in the game.
Alright, and AA is making his way through the Turtle Rock Dark Room. It's one of the more agreeable dark rooms if you have to do it in the dark. Let's see what is in...
There you go. Last possible choice.
I think we're down to one possible item.
I think that was it, that 50 rupees. I think the rest of the
There's
key.
a small
map.
key.
Oh no, it could be, the map or compass could be on Trinex.
Yeah, you're right.
Another 50 rupees.
And that's it.
Ice Rod's hanging out somewhere else.
Yep. So I heard someone say that AA might leave a portal here and flute over to like Magic Bat or some things.
He's going to complete all possible Light World locations first before heading back into Dark World, so we can try to save that portal. Oh, never mind.
Or not.
Dark World.
Alright, so AA is checking the mire area, which is something ACMLM has already done.
Yes, he sees it's quick to get in, so he does. Well, he already has all 3, so it doesn't matter. So chat is starting to point out where it could possibly be. Guys, it could be in so many places. There's Spike Cave would be trolly, Sahasra will be trolly, anywhere in Swamp would be trolly, anywhere in Ice would be trolly. And I think that's all that's left, really.
Yeah, that does sound right. Unless I'm forgetting some very small location. Magic Bat is another thing.
Magic Bat Shovel Spot. If they find
Peg Cave.
Peg Cave, yes, they haven't checked that yet. Hey, he's going to see the single arrow here. Definitely doesn't want that. No matter how bad the chat wants him to pick it up.
So all sorts of trolley locations that this thing can be, and nobody knows where.
Yep, and he's going to make the dive in the mire. We already know he'll find a red shield. Nothing else really, but he might go ahead and kill Vitreous because it is that green pendant. That's something ACM failed to do.
I could use some Dairy Queen. And AA making his way through the first room of mire. No real issues there. While ACMLM is about to be disappointed by the back half of Turtle Rock. So, I'm not sure if AA will finish. It seems like it might be likely, but you never know. Having already been to Turtle Rock, the potential that the green pendant becomes required is that much higher, and so it seems like something you might not skip. So if I was going to just go dungeon, I probably would have picked Swamp, but because AA needed to also clear out the mire area, there's also enough items here for it to make sense.
Yeah, and also, you saw when he was in here, he checked his map real quick, and he wanted to make sure there's the green pendant, so there's a little extra incentive to complete this.
Yep.
But when he's going to find a second item here, and let's see what he does.
He mirrored.
Up, he's leaving
he's out. Okay, so both players making the same gamble regarding Misery Mire. We'll see if they need to make a return visit. And AA is heading to Ice Palace. Well,
Yes.
possibly. Yeah, he's going to Ice Palace.
He needs to be in the Dark World first if you want to go grab that shovel, so he's going to Ice Palace first. Does the Ice Palace have the Ice Rod?
Yep, Icy Ice is a possibility. Ice, ice, baby.
ACM gets his bad news. He is done here in Turtle Rock as well.
By the way, in Ice Palace there is a telepathy tile. If you read the telepathy tile in the current version, it gives you a Vanilla Ice reference.
Oh, cross product. I'm just assuming it's cross product. It usually is.
Very well could be.
And ACM looks like he's going to make the other gamble. He's going to go in the swamp.
All right.
This is very interesting.
He could go to Shovel from here.
No, he's going down. He's going to swamp.
Yeah. I guess
Yo-
Shovel might be something you route in after Swamp.
Oh, it looks like VTorp is the one that put that Vanilla Ice reference in because he said I assumed wrong.
Oh,
Good job, VTorp. Cross product did say he did a few of the puns for blind, and of course, all the puns for when he talked to the old man in the tavern.
I believe we checked Bumper Cave and it's not there.
The Bumper Cave is a bomb capacity upgrade. So AA is not going to do the bomb jump because he's only here to find items. And if he needs to go all the way to the end to get one item, well, he's going to be checking all the other chests anyway, so...
He'll just
doesn't
do
need
it
to
the
bomb
old
jump.
school way.
Well, the old school way while you have the Cane of Samaria.
Correct. Alright. Missing a little bit there on the Pen Gators, but quickly dispatches it with a hook shot. And AA is going around here.
Yeah, he's gonna
go
freeze a room later.
Yeah.
That way he only has to go through that area once because he doesn't have the big key yet.
That seems like an entirely reasonable route. Shows you what I know about routing Ice Palace.
I mean, I go that way also because it's just force of habit. So AA clearly superior to both of us. I haven't counted how many items AA has found so far. There's 3 items to be found in Ice Palace.
Yeah. I'm not entirely certain he's opened more than one chest.
There's your big key, almost at the location.
We've got a burrito.
ACM finds another item in Swamp that's not the ice rod.
ACM is heading to the back of Swamp.
He's going back first. He's going to skip the left side for now. He hasn't found either. I think he found the compass already. So he's not going to do.
Yeah, the back first seems like a good play, especially since you don't have the big key. So if you find the big key, you can pick up the big chest on the way to the left side.
Yeah.
And there's a small key in the freezer room.
There's the big key.
And AA is going for a bomb jump, it looks like.
Yeah, he
didn't quite get it.
He wanted to go to that last room where the room that a lot of runners forget about.
The one that I've heard people affectionately call the iced tea room.
Yes. Now, Ampharos going to have to go there the long way.
If by affectionately you mean I hate this room and get out of my life.
It's the one room that's pretty trolly in Ice Palace. It's hard to route in most of your routing.
I've also heard it just called #that1chest.
Yeah. And ACM's going to go kill the boss first. And then he's going to make the dive back in. There it is!
There
in
it
that
is!
one chest! Oh,
it's in
my
the
gosh.
iced tea room!
Wow! We were just talking about
The
how
ice
trolly
rod.
that chest is. And that's exactly
Ice rod. In Ice Palace. In that one chest. That's going to be a huge, huge development for AmazingAmpharos.
I have a feeling ACM's going to go back in the swamp at this point.
Seems likely.
Well, once again, ACM's kryptonite continues to be AmazingAmpharos.
I don't think either player can be disappointed with their play here.
Not at all.
It's just really it came down to which of these pendant dungeons are you going to go into, and it just happened to be ice.
Yeah, what would be really bad for ACM is there's nothing really that can, even the silvers are here in Swamp. It's not really going to save them too much. So the only real thing that can really troll ACM a little more is if he finds, the mushroom in here. Oh yeah, and the chat points out something that we missed. AmazingAmpharos has activated Go Mode.
Oh yes, that whole thing that we call Go Mode.
Yeah, we just oh look, there's the ice rod, because that's what we were for Go Mode.
That wonderful state of being where you know all you have to do is head as fast for Ganon as you can.
Which in this case, all that's left is, run back to Turtle Rock a second time, kill Trinex, and then you're on your way.
Yep.
And yes,
AA will just do a very quick dash through that chain jump room. No need to flip switches or anything. He's already been here.
Yeah, just run to Trinex as fast as possible.
Well, I'm still a little interested to see what is here on the left side of Swamp.
I mean, I'm hoping to see the silvers in here, because then we're definitely going to see a Silverless Ganon fight on the AA side.
Yeah, that would be a significant difference in these two runners.
Yeah, ACM's just way too far behind at this point, I believe.
ACM only checked one chest, but he realized
the other one's a compass.
That, yeah.
And he's gonna go grab the shovel now. Hopefully he goes into ice before checks the shovel. That's his only saving grace. It's definitely possible he can do that because it's easier, I believe, to just grab the ice palace and check the shovel if he doesn't find the ice rod in ice palace.
That seems like the plan.
I'm just calling a spade here.
Now, I think you called it a shovel first.
Let me have my pun. Anyway, ACM is in fact going to go check the shovel spot first.
All right. Well, we can see what sort of hype is there.
Let's get hype for, I don't know, silver arrows, mushroom,
subterranean hype,
heart piece.
Silvers!
Oh man, they were the silvers.
Subterranean hype indeed. The silver arrows sitting there in the dig spot. So AA will definitely be doing Silverless Ganon here.
He could have checked that at any time. I'm just pointing that out.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of checking things, ACM still not hitting the ice palace.
Yeah, very quick kill for on the two heads for AmazingAmpharos, and he will be picking up his 7th crystal quite soon.
You gonna go tell him about what we do here?
Well, the 7th crystal means it's time to start the Big Key guessing game. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower which can hold the Big Key. Once you have that Big Key, it is time to head up to the top. So that's the last thing you have to look for. If you enter a number between 1 and 22, you can be entered in our leaderboard for this particular guessing game. Now, you also need to be a subscriber of the channel for it to count on the leaderboard, or have donated 250 bits or more. But we're going to close this off as soon as AA enters Ganon's Tower on our screen, so you don't have a whole lot of time. In fact, if you're hearing this, it's probably already over.
And I just want to point out that ACM did in fact check Spike Cave during that.
Alright, so AA is going left side first right now. This may be his sort of dark magician ploy.
So chest number 1, which was actually the torch, was 10 arrows, so Bob lives for now.
Hey, I get to live. Anyway. So we've got money and keys.
Lots
all
of keys.
Of the small keys.
And yeah, we are seeing a Dark Magician route for sure here. You got those 4 in the Stockholm room, and he's going right side.
Oh, there's that mushroom. And the mirror shield.
Well, the mirror shield's nice to have.
Yeah, I actually love having the mirror shield in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah,
because you can just walk right up to the red mimics and shoot them in the face.
Yeah, no fear. AA, pretty famous for using the lamp in this room in a tournament race earlier. Glad he doesn't have to do it this time.
Yeah. I think he's like barely made it or something.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only one that's really done it, I think, in a race.
Right. All right, so
there's a B. The butter.
Butter.
And nope, nothing yet. We are
Right, so I believe that was the 11th chest.
Yes, that's 11.
And AA is in fact doing full right side, so we will be seeing an Ice Armos play.
Well, Bob's chest will be before Ice Armos, but yeah.
That's true. Bob's chest will be chest number 12 today.
That's your chest, obviously.
Yeah, it's mine. You can't have it.
I don't want it. It can be yours.
Well, good.
Alright, what will be in Bob's chest today? Will it be the big key? Or will it be... Well, he has everything. There can't be anything else, really. He has all the other items in the game. Well, at least you've seen them all.
We know where red mail is.
You know where red mail is?
Don't worry. I came back on the other side of the room.
That's true. So, yeah, the only things that AA does not have at this point are the silver arrows, we know where it is. The shovel, we know where it is. The red mail, we know where it is. So I believe, at this point, ACM will end up getting 100% of the items. Except for the red mail.
And the Cane of Brine.
Oh, the Cane of Brine, that's right. But he knows where it is.
Alright.
There it is.
Chest number 15, it looks like.
I think that was 16.
Oh, 16 you say?
Well, because the only ones that didn't get were
Well,
random.
Bob was 12, right?
Bob was 12. Oh, 15, you're right. Yeah, 15.
So there we go. That is chest number 15.
And the first one to get it was
Congratulations.
Arboretic. How are you on that leaderboard?
I just keep guessing 14 every time. Because that's where Bob's chest is if you take like the normal first two and then left side route.
In a comfortable third place on that leaderboard, looks like.
Alright, so AA has now reached the point of the game where the randomizer can no longer troll you. This is all that's left.
Speaking of
You
being,
go up, you show off your skill, you beat up Aghanim, you beat up Ganon.
there's ACM finally finding his ice rod.
And ACM has achieved go mode.
1 hour and 42 minutes in. This seed trolled these runners. Well, that ice rod trolled him pretty hard this seed.
Yep. That is what the Ice Rod is known for doing.
Oh, yeah.
It's known for freezing things and trolling runners. And it's all out of runners.
I can't believe you made that reference.
Alright, so here we go. Landmollas 2. Once again, now we've got the Butter Sword, so a couple of slashes to the heads of these Landmollas will take them down. It was like 17 big keys, so it wasn't that early. It's just ACM is that far behind. Unfortunately, due to that ice rod placement.
Yeah, and especially the fact that ACM full cleared Swamp beforehand and did all the overworld quests beforehand. Hey, he got the silver arrows.
True. AmazingAmpharos, a little bit of a issue there with that one Wizrobe room. It's a lot trollier than the first one. I do just love using the Cane of Samaria in that room.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, 15, you're right. I don't...
That happened literally like 3 minutes ago, Bob.
You're right. But in my head, that chest is chest 17. Because it goes the other way.
Yeah. or that chest is number 21.
So AmazingAmpharos will probably check most of the chests that are along the way, I would guess. Missing silvers, it's the sort of thing you might want to come across. And of course, AmazingAmpharos has no idea how far ahead he is.
Oh yeah, not a clue, because that ice rod and where he found it, he could have been like, ACM might have dove in here, 20 minutes ago. But he hasn't seen the dot done yet. I think ACM's thinking the same thing. It's like, that ice rod is pretty trolly. Maybe AA is having the same amount of problems that I am.
Yep.
What's in this last chest, guys? I'm going to call Big 20.
Big 20 seems right.
Yes!
There you go. Congratulations.
That's not really Burn the Witch, guys. There's 27 Big 20s the entire game. Come on.
Yeah. It's not. There are no witches here, except for the one that sells potions.
Yeah. Although I did call the power gloves and the silver arrows already today, also.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But to be fair, I did call power gloves when there was 5 chances for it, and I did call.
Triple shot!
Triple. Oh baby, a triple! Almost a double.
And
triple.
a double. And
so that was I like to call that the old 3-2-1 contact Aghanim fight.
Indeed. That's a reference.
Yeah. My age might be showing just a little bit there.
And AmazingAmpharos now going to see if he can fry him up some bacon.
You're welcome, Jake Hoper. Yeah. Butter Sword Silverless is the easiest Silverless fight there is. It's going to take these first 3 phases are going to be a breeze for him, and phase 4 is just 6 minute slashes.
I'm fairly certain phase 4 is still 12.
Still 12? Even with, oh, okay.
Yeah, with butter.
So I figured I was thinking because it was 6 for the other things.
No, it's 12 for tempered, and tempered spins do the same amount of damage with butter as slashes.
Ah, okay. All right, thanks, guys. I learn something new every time I commentate. Meanwhile, ACM's just entering Ganon's tower. AmazingAmpharos sees the hint that they're in the light world, and he's probably figuring it's either Dig Spot or Batcave at this point, because those are the only 2 places I think he hasn't checked.
All right, there's 1 hit and 2. So 2 very nice shots with Silverless.
And usually you get your 2 hits and then activate the Torch Clutch again, and just do this 6 times total, and you're good.
You can set it up to do 3 at a time if you're careful. It's very technical.
Yeah, it takes a lot of precise perfection of the spin slashing and the lighting of the torch.
So one thing I recommend for everybody who's trying to learn Silverless Ganon, there are these fire bats. Don't let them hit you.
Yeah. They do.
It's bad.
They do 6 hearts of damage with green mail and 3 with blue, 1.5 with red, I guess.
Also, they have the tendency to sort of knock you into the holes.
Oh, there goes Ganon. And we got a GG for AmazingAmpharos.
That does it. AmazingAmpharos takes down Ganon.
And he finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 41 seconds.
GG to AmazingAmpharos. If I recall, we may be seeing AA go through his credits sequence rather quickly so that we can get him in for interview.
Yeah, I believe that's what he does. He likes to fast forward through the credits and then join us because it lags his computer, he said. So let's let him do that.
And ACMLM, unfortunate for him, is heading left side. I mean, he's still going to get to Ice Armos.
Yeah, he's going to make it chest 21, I believe. Or, you know, it might be chest 17 if he doesn't. Like, one strategy I like to do here is, after the rando room, I'll mirror out and then do right side if I'm doing this route. Before doing Ice Armors. Now we can see what the rando room had, which won't be much, obviously.
Yep, just a few little junky items.
Yeah, so the missing items, which we all saw, that AA did not get. The red mail was at the inside Spectacle Rock. The silver arrows were at the dig spot, and the shovel was on Lake Hylia Island.
Yep. I do believe this win actually does put AA into the bracket stage.
Let me bring up the standings real quick just to double confirm.
So yeah,
AA is now 3-1. The only way it's not confirmed, I think.
So the thing is,
oh yeah, Elminster and ACM play each other. So yes, AA is locked.
Yeah.
And the second spot will be either Elminster, ACM, or Gerdo, depending on what ACM's other matches, how they play out.
Yep.
We could potentially have a three-way tie for second between Elminster, Gerdo, and ACM. If, for instance, ACM wins his last two, yeah. If ACM wins the last two, we'll have a three-way tie between him, Gerdo, and Elminster at maybe. Yeah, no.
No, if ACM wins his last two, he goes 3-1.
Yeah, he goes 3-1. He's tied with AA. AA will be the one team based in tiebreakers. Yes, so that's how that'll work. There is still a possibility, I think, yeah, if ACM beats Elminster and Hippo S beats ACM, then we'll have a three-way tie for second. I knew there was a possibility there somewhere.
Yep, absolutely a possibility.
AA using the fast forward on his emulator to get through his glitches, get through the credits real fast, and then he's going to join us for his interview.
All right, so ACM heading into the gauntlet now. We'll see how ACM takes care of the gauntlet. That was smooth first room.
I'm jealous.
A little bit of an errant arrow there.
That's actually my least favorite room in the gauntlet. That room with the 3 Stalfos. For some reason, it just always gets me. The Stalfos drive me nuts.
Yep. All right, so ACMLM heading into Landmullas 2.
For the record, if you're an ACM fan, he's racing tomorrow at the same time against Elminster, so you don't have to wait too long to see his next match. We'll be right here on Sweet Gaming 2 tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
If they both go 3-1, there will not be a tiebreaker match. It's just they'll both advance to the next stage, and that's good enough.
Now we have AmazingAmpharos here with us. GG, sir.
Yeah, that was... Man, I was convinced I was way behind from the moment I found the flute until... Well, I thought it was close by the time I got to Gauntlet.
Yeah, so, yeah, ACM did not get the flute right away. He didn't complete Thieves Town until way later, and he checked everywhere else for the ice truck before he went to Ice Palace.
Yeah, basically.
Like, I figured there had to be some kinds of problems. My guess for the one thing that might have tripped him up when I found it was if he didn't go straight to the boots when he got the glove. And, you know, the boots gave you Quake, which led to the red shield, but could have led to more, and they led to the mirror, though. That was important.
Yeah.
ACM actually did go into Meyer like the second he had the chance. We were a little concerned about that.
And also did not kill Vitreous just like you did, even though it was Green Pendant.
Yeah, I mean, Sahas was so unlikely versus other places. Like, I knew if Catfish had it, I'd already lost. What other random overworld spots could I have run and checked? Not very many of them, really.
Peg
I had
Cave,
Powder
Magic
somewhere for
Bat.
Well, ACM checked all those places because he found the silver arrows. Where do you think he would have found them if you got that light?
I would say he dug them up.
Yup.
Yep.
I don't know where the shovel was, but
It was on the
I
island.
dug him up because that's what the credits told me.
It was on
Yeah.
the Lake Hylia Island.
I think you
man,
saw that early in the game.
I forgot. That's
Oh,
a
the
bad mistake.
double
Double
triple
triple.
for ACM.
ACM got the double triple.
I totally forgot the shovel was there. I would have checked that in the course of the game if I'd... Well... Oh well.
Good thing it
Silver's
didn't.
for wins anyway, right?
Good thing it didn't really matter that much for you.
I hope I
All right.
upset Chad at least a little when I skipped red mail, though I would guess ACM did the same.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
The only thing you skipped that the chat was mad about was the single arrow in Turquoise Cave. But you know that's Chad. You know how they are.
Yeah, I do know how they are, and
You like Dairy Queen? Just a random question. Do you like Dairy Queen?
oh, it's wonderful. Hey, I opened the last chest in the game looking for silvers, and then
Yeah.
they weren't there, so give me something.
Hey, I correctly predicted what was in there. Thank you. Killed the Warlock.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine anyone guessing a chest in this game would have 20 rupees.
Yeah, I think my prediction of where the gloves were a little better.
This was one heck of a seed,
It
though.
really
Like,
was.
look at the sequences required. Like,
So
I felt I was horribly behind, largely because I know ACM's execution, and until you got to the hunt for the ice rod, which was the very last item, the seed was really pretty linear.
I mean, it
Yeah.
forced you to Aghanim. It forced you to get the 2 glove upgrade. Was it forced to grab the gloves in Hype Cave first, or
Oh,
yes?
yeah.
Because well, not really, because it would have been bad routing. But you could have had the fire rod before getting the gloves from Hype Cave, because the bow was at Stumpy. Anyway, ACM, he completes the race here. He finishes with a time of 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 11 seconds.
That's another thing that ACM delayed was going to the Pyramid Ferry, which was loaded today.
I mean, I felt like I put it off for a while just because it was such a long trip, you know? Like, there was that point, like, I went to Hera for 2 reasons when I did. You know, one of them was looking for the hammer, but the other was, this is the other of Crystal 5 and 6, and I'm going to be routing around the Dark World, and I'll do Super Bomb on the way. That seems like something the seed's pointing me to, but man, Palace of Darkness is always pretty good. It turned out to be fine. I don't even know if the order you did those 2 things would have mattered. You know, if you'd hooked around to Pyramid Ferry first, you would have completed Pod in one go and then gone to Skullwoods. But doing Pod first meant you could do Skull on the way. Probably about a wash, you know?
Yeah. So ACM is in the SRL chat. As we know, he generally doesn't come in for interviews, but
He usually pops into the Twitch chat and
Right.
talks to the Twitch chat, and
his comment for the race was, "This seed never gave me a chance."
yeah, it was one of those linear seeds that had a 1 trolley item, so it was rough. When you have seeds like this, where it's like, all right, you both go to Turtle Rock, thinking, all right, if Ice Rod's here, we have a jet seed, and then yeah, you have to spend another 20-30 minutes looking for the Ice Rod.
I mean, even if Ice Rod was in Turtle Rock, I would hardly have called it a jet seed. I just would have called it a mercy after everything else.
I mean, you still would have been like a minute, an hour 35 if you did, probably.
Yeah, hour 35 is not a jet seed. It's just not a troll seed.
That's yeah. I mean, there could be jet seeds that are Aga required. I called one the other day.
Yeah, but they're probably not going to have both gloves in Dark World, not just one, and the hammer in required bombos at Fat Fairy.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that hammer was insane.
I triple dipped Pod.
I did point that out. That
Yeah.
triple dip pod because you went in without the bow the first time.
I mean,
the double dip was required, right?
it wasn't required. You actually could have single dipped it. if you'd skip pod completely and, use the mirror from Desert, gotten the one glove from Hype Cave, and done
Yeah.
Super Bomb, you could have then had the hammer when you went into pod, and that would have let you single dip it. Then you take that fire rod to get your mitts, and then you just go straight to Ice Palace, because why wouldn't you
Of course,
just go straight to Ice Palace, and it's a jet scene?
That's how you get your sub 130s in this, right? Well, on this at least. Well, anyway.
So the chat is asking about a tiebreaker that's tonight. It's not tonight. It's tomorrow night. I believe this is the last race for tonight.
Yeah, tomorrow there's going to be 3 races. You have Spooty Biscuit versus McLag, and you have ACM racing against Elminster, and the tiebreaker race is the 3-way 2-2, I believe in Group A, between Ectoboker, Penguin Puff, and Mr. Barry Bonds. Those 3 will be racing to see who gets second in their group.
Seems like a plan. So AA, that was an excellent race, well executed, and I mean, you can't say you didn't get a little lucky with that guess into Ice Palace, but I mean, sometimes it just takes a little bit of that,
I mean, you could look at it as luck. You could look at it as I'd already busted on TR and Meyer, and Ice was the last algorithmically favorable place left in the world. Because, Swamp is terrible. Like, if there's anything we've learned from V26 and V27, it's that this algorithm hates Swamp Palace. It doesn't hate it 100% of the time. But more often than not, he who gambles on Pendant Swamp loses.
I feel like the one item you dip into Swamp for is the bow in this logic. At least from what I've seen. But,
all right. So, yeah, I will say, I will not say that it was entirely luck. We'll say it was a calculated risk.
Anyways, in the end, we have ourselves our 3-1 AmazingAmpharos, who I believe is now locked in for the top 16.
Yeah, that's correct. And the rest of this group is going to be some real high-stakes matches, because I know tomorrow Elminster and ACM play.
Yeah,
if Elminster wins, he qualifies alongside me. If ACM wins, then
his last
probably makes... Well, I don't even think his match with Hippos is scheduled yet, so that's kind of a point of intrigue, but...
Yeah, if ACM beats Elminster, then if ACM wins, he moves on as the other 3-1. But if Hippo pulls off the upset there, which I'm not only going to call upset because Hippo's 0-3 right now, because Hippo is a great runner. But if Hippo beats ACM, then you have a 3-way tie at 2-2 for second, which we have in other groups already. So yeah, this group has a lot of legs left in it.
Yeah, but I'm just crazy relieved to be through it, honestly. This was not a group I took lightly at all. A lot of really good racers here. Like, the fact that I went into this tournament and have actually beaten ACM twice, I'm still somewhat in disbelief over, but it's happened, and I feel pretty good about it, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I'd be better. I mean, I'm happy I beat like Slim Kirby in an SRL race just randomly. So yeah, definitely a great running for you. And again, I'm trying to see, is there a secondary going on right now in our no, we are done for the night, guys.
All right. So thank you once again, AA, for your run. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap this up?
Not a whole lot. My file names already gave the plug I wanted for Entrance Key Sanity, so it's all good.
Oh,
that's
okay.
what it was. You were wondering what it was, Dr. Bob.
Entrance Key Sanity. That, Al?
Is that what you want, those question marks in the I'll mention that, the upcoming speed gaming feature races that we're doing next week.
If they want an Entrance Key Sanity, I would love to provide one. That would be awesome.
So my question for you, AA, is are you going to make a worst case scenario for Entrance Key Sanity?
I've really thought about it. Worst case scenario was a lot of work to make. Making it was almost, but probably not quite as much suffering as the people who played it.
Like Dr. Bob.
I've been playing it all afternoon, and I'm still not done, and I'm garbage at it.
Well, I mean, Hey, if Christos didn't make that one mistake, he could have sub 6 houred it.
6 hours. Did you give it to Andy yet?
I don't know if he's played it or not, but yeah, it's toughie.
I mean,
All right.
All right.
So I think we need to wrap it up here today. So thank you once again to AA and ACMLM for the excellent run. Thank you to our tracker, Catchula89, and our restreamers, Feasel for running the tech, and I believe Keikuman Shoyu was running the actual restream. So thanks to both of those.
If you like what you saw from these two runners, you can go ahead and give them a follow on Twitch. I follow both of them on Twitch personally because I love watching them race. They have great execution. Give a follow to myself or Dr. Bob or Katula as well. I put the links up there in chat.
Very nice. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for us. So I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
And I've been New York Rambler.
And I'll see you later.
We'll see you in a time. Peace out, everyone.